Today, the blueprint for sustaining success. Our panel, former NFL exec and a player, Louis Riddick, three-time Pro Bowler and a Super Bowl champ, and Mark Brunell, and NBA All-Star Antonio Davis is back with us. Just earlier today, Larry Bird, when talking, said titles and championships, everybody talks about them. They're hard. It's hard to get there. It's hard to win, and that's something as a player he did 3 times. Now he's trying to figure it out as someone in the front office. What's the most important ingredient from a front office perspective?
Yeah, when you're looking at it from a big picture perspective like that, I mean, really what you're trying to do is set up a competitive, performance-focused organizational structure where everyone from the front office to the people that are actually doing the playing, whether it be the coaches or the players, understand that individual achievement always has to come within the collective team concept. And in basketball, I mean, Pat Riley talks about this in his book called The Winner Within. He calls it the innocent climb, where everyone has to feel like this: hey, no matter what I do, it has to be for the team, and then it'll come back to me. That's uniform across all sports. It doesn't matter what the team sport is. You have to have people really get out of themselves and into the team. And it's easy to talk about, but it's much harder to get to that because you have to recruit the right kind of players. You have to bring the right kind of players in. You have to be able to recognize that, and that's very hard to do because players always tell you what you want to hear until you get them, and then it's all about me. So really, I mean, it's tough. It's a very, very tricky thing that only the best have been able to do.
What's different about a winning team, Mark?
Well, I tell you, without a doubt, you've got to have that team camaraderie, that team chemistry. Lewis is exactly right. Everybody buying in. Talent helps that too.
Sure.
If I'm a GM and a head coach in the NFL, Antonio, I need a quarterback.
Yes.
I need a quarterback. That's exactly what John Elway did. He knew he wasn't going to win a championship with Team Tebow. What does he do? He goes and gets Peyton Manning. Now he has a chance. Now there are certainly other elements. You've got to surround him, obviously, with an O-line and some receivers. But it starts, at least in football, with that quarterback position. You got a QB, you can win a championship.
For me, it's about having a superstar. But even before that, you just have to have a winning culture. When you look at these teams that have won from point A to point Z, everybody's a winner. From what they do, no matter if it's PR work or whatever, there's a culture that says, hey, we stand for something, professionalism. We stand for going out doing the extra, working hard, and that's what it's about. Then when all that is in place and you have superstar, you have talent, you have other things, that's when I think the winning is sustained for a long period of time.
So let me ask then, Marino, get me a quarterback and then you can have a winner. He didn't win. Stockton and Malone, they even had 2 great players, and still they didn't win a title. What can prevent a team with great talent?
Well, what happens is really, it's a lot of the things that you don't really see. They're really not visible to you to the naked eye. It's really a lot of the things that are going on behind the scenes. The support players, the role players not really buying into what those roles are. And therefore, a lot of times what will happen is those superstars wind up doing more policing of those guys and trying to bring them along than they are actually trying to, let their own talent shine through. I think one of the great superstars right now that is one of the best at getting guys to come along because he has shown them that he is the ultimate team player is the guy we're watching right now, LeBron James. I mean, he's the ultimate guy who believes in that innocent climb type of deal, which is, hey, I'll dish the ball for the last shot to someone else because I don't need to take it if the other guy is open. And when you have players like that, when your best players are your best guys, you have a chance. When your best players are not your best guys as far as being teammates, that's when it just doesn't work out because it just spirals down.
Well, even Dwayne Wade, I mean, he was the star, and he's handed over his team for the
Another
good of
great
it
example.
Coming back
That's
to
right.
him.
Another great example.
In football, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
Yes.
I mean, they've had it. They sustain success. They have multiple titles. Have they done it just because he's the best coach and he's the best quarterback? What more is it between that relationship?
Well, it is certainly the best head coach and quarterback combination in the league. And we've seen that before. We've seen that with the 49ers. Without a doubt, Bill Walsh, Joe Montana, they have that synergy. They work well together. Bill Walsh obviously made Joe Montana pretty good, but Joe Montana made Bill Walsh pretty good too. And those finding that combination is very rare. It's tough to find, but the Patriots have certainly done it very well.
I think one of the things with Bill having played for him is this: going into a football game, you know that coming out of the football game, if you lose, for any reason other than the fact that the other team is just better than you, if you just listen to what he tells you, you believe that you're going to win because he is really, people don't want to say it, but the fact of the matter is Bill's on a different level. He sees the game on a different level. He sees it in a very broad context that's very difficult to achieve. That's why he's going to go down as one of the best of all time. And players, if they just will believe what he tells them, I mean, I've seen it firsthand where you come out of games going, he said that was going to happen. He said it was going to happen, and he'll sit there and he'll let you know too. I told you that was going to happen. And he keeps your feet to the fire, and he does not give you any breathing room as far as execution is concerned.
That's awesome. That's awesome stuff.
Guys, thank you.
You also can't just run into great teams, too. I mean, Jordan is a dream killer. That's all I got to say.
A dream killer.
Killer.
That's true. I mentioned Stockton and Malone. I didn't mention the competition.
Yeah, those other guys that don't want you to win.
Guys, thanks.
You got it.
Randy.
From